Hello, this is Anthony from anthonysvirtualtours.com. Welcome to part 3 of my video series on feature sheets. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can go about creating a two-page feature sheet for yourself using the feature sheet maker. And then in part 4 of this video series, we will go through creating a 4-page feature sheet. So let's get started. Now to begin creating your two-page feature sheet, you will first need to access the feature sheet maker, and you can do it from the screen that you see here where it says edit or create a new feature sheet. Now if you're wondering how you can get to the screen, please watch part 2 of my video where I show you how you can access the feature sheet maker, and it'll become clear as to how you can get to the screen here. Alright, so what we're going to do here is create a new feature sheet for the property address located at 350 Voltage Crescent in Toronto. Now of course this is just a made-up street name I came up for the purpose of this tutorial. I don't think it really exists. So to create a brand new two-page feature sheet for 350 Voltage Crescent, I will need to click on this button here where it says 2 pages under the heading create a new 2 or 4-page feature sheet. So if I click this button here, it's going to take me into the feature sheet maker, and we are going to be using this form here to create our two-page feature sheet. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start off by giving this feature sheet a name. I'm going to say two-page feature sheet for 350 Voltage Crescent. The name I enter here, keep in mind, is for tracking purposes only. It is not up here anyway on the feature sheet. Okay, so now what you see on your on the left hand side of your screen here is a mock-up of what the front and on what the back of the feature sheet is going to look like. And of course this is just to guide you and show you what goes where. So for example, if I select an image over here, I can see it's page 1 main large image. And if I reference this on the mockup, I will see that it says page 1 main large image here, so I know that the image I select here is going to go on the front over here. Similarly, if I enter the property address or the number of bedrooms here, I can see that on the mockup here, property address, bedrooms, bathrooms, and level, that's where it's going to go. So this here is just to guide you and show you what goes where. And here's a sample, here's an actual PDF, a 2-page PDF. You look at the front of this PDF, and compared to the mockup, it looks almost exactly the same. And similarly, if you look at the back of this PDF here and look at the back of this mockup here, you will see it's also pretty much the same. So this is the PDF we're going to be creating, the front and the back. Okay, so we're going to get started on page 1 here. This title that you see here gets automatically pulled from the virtual tour, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. You can change it if you want, if you have to. I'm going to enter a property value. I'm going to say 550,000. Actually, you don't need to enter any decimals or dollar signs. The system will automatically take care of entering that information. Now the property value and the title that I've given my feature sheet, as you can see on the mockup, it's going to go on the very top over here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this image that I see here, and I'm going to do it using the page 1 main large image where it says here. Now to select an image, all you have to do is simply click where it says no image selected. If you click it, you see how it drops down. Or you could even click the little arrow you see here that's pointing down. If you click on that, it also drops down. You can then use the mouse to scroll inside that drop down box. This way you can browse the images that are contained inside that box. All the images that are needed for that property address will be shown inside this drop down box you see here, so that you can pick the one that you want. So to select an image, so say I'm going to use this image for the main large image, I simply click on it, and that's the image that gets selected. So this image is what is going to appear here on page 1 main large image. So the next thing we're going to enter is the property address, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and stories. The property address, this automatically gets pre-populated into this field here. It pulls the information when you previously select the property address, so that's a good thing, it automatically gets pre-populated. What I will need to enter is the number of bedrooms. I'm going to say 3 plus 2. Bathrooms, I'm going to say 3. and levels of storage I'm going to say 2. So this information that I just entered, if you look here where it says property address, bedrooms, bathrooms, and levels, this is where it will get pre-populated. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is select page 1, image 2, and as you can see, this is the image we need to select next. And again, we just drop it down, scroll through, see the image we want, and select it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this image for that. If I click on it, that's all I have to do, and that image is now going to appear on page 1, image 2. Okay, so next up we need to enter the features and highlights and details, or rather a 500 character description. And as you can see, this information appears on the front at the bottom of the feature sheet, which is pretty much the last thing we need to enter for the front of the feature sheet. So for the 6 features that we enter, keep in mind that each feature we can use up to 60 characters. And if you can see that by looking at this number here where it's 60, so for each feature I can type up to 60 characters. And notice that as I type, this number here keeps decreasing. So this tells me how many characters I have remaining until it gets to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type up 6 features here: quality, Paramount, home, approximately square foot, 3 bathrooms, and fresh basement. Okay, so I've typed up the first 2 features. Notice that I still have 8 characters remaining here and 4 characters remaining here. I can choose to fill it up, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the recording, and I'm going to resume the recording after I finish typing all these features and highlights, as well as the 500 character description. Before I do that though, notice even for the 500 character description, I have 500 characters here. So if I type, this keeps decreasing, telling me how many characters I have remaining. So that way you can get an idea of how many characters you have for the description as well. Alright, so I've resumed the video after I've completed all 6 features and as well as the 500 character description. Now notice that for the 6 features I still have plenty of room. I can type some more stuff if I want, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. For the 500 character description, I've used up all 500 characters. It's at 0 as you can see here, and if I try to type anything more, it won't let me. Alright, so that takes care of page 1. I'm going to start off on page 2 now, but before I begin page 2, I want to save my work, save what I've done so far on page 1, just to make sure I don't lose my work, or I can return to it at a later time. To save your work, if you scroll down towards the bottom of the feature sheet maker, you'll see a green button that says Save My Work. You click this button once, you'll get a pop-up that said feature sheet was saved. You click OK, and that's it. That saves the feature sheet, so you can always retrieve it at a later time. Alright, let's get actually before we go on to page 2, the other thing I want to do is I want to preview the work I've done so far for page 1. I can do this under the previous link. I'll see 2 images that says orange and crimson. I can click on any one of them to preview what I've done on page 1 so far. So I'm going to click on the crimson image here. So the preview opens up in a new tab or a new window on your browser. I'm just going to make this a little smaller here. Okay, so as you can see, the page 1, it looks completed. The title on top, the property value, the first image, the second image here, the address, bedrooms, bathrooms, stories, the 6 features, as well as the description. So page 1 looks great and it looks completed, but if you look at page 2, I still have the images obviously that I need to select. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to close this tab, and when I do that, I'm back on the feature sheet maker. Alright, so let's get started on page 2. Now page 2, as you can see on the mockup here, basically 6 images that I would need to select, starting with page 2 image 1, which will go here, and then page 2 image 2 right here, and page 2 image 3. So as you can see, you can reference the what images go away by just comparing the field, the label on the field, to the mockup. So I'm going to start by selecting image 1, and I'm going to select this image here. I'm going to select the next one. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. You simply drop it down, scroll through the drop down box, and then select the image you want. Alright, so that takes care of the 6 images at the back. The last thing, of course, the agent's information, and if you look at the agent's information section here, you can see there's really nothing I need to type or select here. What happens is that the information, your information automatically gets pulled from your profile and takes it onto the feature sheet. So there's really nothing you need to do here. What you can do, however, as you can see, it just says show hide your email address and your website. So what you can choose, if you do not want to display your email address or your website information on the feature sheet, you can choose to hide it by simply unchecking these boxes. So by default it's checked on. So if you do not want to show your email address or your website, you simply uncheck these boxes here. I'm going to leave it checked. I want it to appear on the feature sheet. So that takes care of page 2. I'm going to save my work one last time. Get the pop-up, feature sheet was saved, click OK. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preview my feature sheet one last time to see how it looks, with everything completed. And this time around I'm going to preview it in orange. And again, it opens it up on a new tab or a new window on your browser. So looking at page 1, it looks completed obviously, and here's page 2. All 6 images selected, and then if you look at the bottom here, you can see the agent's information is automatically pre-populated here. Also keep in mind that the preview, if you look at the background, you can see a watermark that says preview only. This is just a fail-safe that's put in place just to make sure you do not go ahead and print this preview out, because the images that load up on the preview are in a lower resolution. So when you try to print it out, the image will look kind of pixelated or blurry. So you do not want to print the preview out. The preview is just for preview purposes only. Alright, so I'm going to go close this tab here. I'm back on the feature sheet maker. So the last thing that's left for me to do here is obviously to download this PDF that I just previewed to my computer. That way I can take the PDF to any printer location and get it printed. So let's say if I want to give the PDFs to my clients, or the feature sheet rather, to my clients in a Crimson colored format, then I would simply click on this blue button that says download Crimson. That way it'll download the Crimson PDF to my computer, which I can take to the printer. Or if I want to download the orange, then I would simply click the download orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the Crimson one here. So in my case, I'm using Firefox, so I get a pop-up that says request me where I want to save the feature sheet. I can simply click OK, and it'll save it to the download folder on my computer. In your case, if you're using Internet Explorer, for example, you may get a little pop-up here. That way it seems like it's automatically downloading it to your computer. So in this case, I'm just going to click OK, and that action is going to save the PDF to my computer. Alright, so that PDF has been downloaded to my computer, and if I look here in my folder, I can see it listed here. And if I open it up, so this is the one I would take to the printer. As you can see, the images are in a very high resolution, so depending on the speed of your internet connection to it, may take a while to download. Alright, so that completes our tutorial on how to create a 2-page feature sheet using the feature sheet maker. Thank you for watching.